sorry. I'm a bad videographer. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But you see what I'm doing here.
Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. It is super close to dinner time. I don't normally video this late in the day just because I just don't want to. I have more energy in the morning. I'm running out of fuel by this time in the afternoon. But this dinner comes together so quickly that I did part of it earlier, and you'll see this throughout the video. Did part of it earlier, so really and truly, just cooking it in the skillet is the last thing that we have to do, and it's really not going to take that long. So this is called Boursin Chicken, and as boring as that sounds, you can add something else creamy or spicy. Well, it's not hot spicy, but it just has good flavor to it through the spices in the Boursin cheese. We made homemade Boursin cheese in a former video, and I made another batch of it today. You'll see that in the video too. So I'm ready to get this chicken going. I've got my skillet heating up, so let's get right to it. All right, I have my oil heating up in my skillet. This is real high quality olive oil. It's my big can that I got from Greece last summer. And there is about between 2 and 3 tablespoons of oil in there. I have chicken breasts that I call it slice like a pancake. So you got your chicken breast laying down this way, and you're gonna slice it right through the center. So it makes there were 2 chicken breasts in the package, and this makes 4 since I divided each one of them in half. And I am going to put salt and pepper on these. But I want to be generous enough with the salt that you can actually taste it. And I patted this dry with a paper towel because if you've cooked any at all, you know what happens when you touch a wet chicken breast to some oil in a skillet. And once you lay it down in the skillet, it's not going to move if you're cooking in a stainless steel skillet like I am. So make sure you get it where you want it when you lay it down. So we made Boursin the other day, and if you bought Boursin before, you know that it comes in a 5.3 ounce container. Well, guess what? This is not 5.3 ounces. This is more like, let's see, this is more like 12 ounces. So this is about twice as much as what you would get in a package of Boursin cheese if I'm doing my math right. And I could easily be wrong. So we're only going to use about half of this. This is what this looks like. I made this morning, and as you saw, I plopped it down on the cellophane wrap and then put it down in here so I can easily take this out. But I can easily take this out, cut it in half, and put the rest of it back in the fridge because you know what? I have another recipe in mind that I want to try, and it calls for Boursin cheese. And we may as well do all of them at the same time. Okay, I have green beans cooking back here, some French style green beans with a little bit of bacon grease on them. And I'll put a little bit of salt, and that's my only seasoning that I use on those. Trust me, you will try that and go, holy cow, I've been putting what on my green beans, and it didn't even need it. These are so good. I get these from Trader Joe's, and they are so good. I'll buy 10 bags at a time if I have room in the freezer because they're just that delicious. Once your chicken's cooked on the bottom, it will let go of the skillet, but if it's not done, it's not going to let go. So don't try to panic and pull it off there and leave slivers of chicken in your skillet. If you're cooking in stainless steel, if you're cooking in something else, just do what you usually do. But your chicken will let go once it's cooked. So you just have to kind of give it a little tug. If it's not going anywhere, leave it there for just a little while longer. See how that one came up? See if I can get a little bit better look at this without burning the feet of my tripod. See how it's kind of not wanting to let go right now? This one is. I try to fit them in there like a puzzle. There we go. I'm going to get a pan so we can take these out. This is my speckled enamelware pan. This is my favorite pie pan, so we'll use this to put those in while we make our sauce that it goes in. Now these will cook more later on, so I don't have to cook them necessarily till they're completely done inside, but just for the most part. When they're sliced this thin, they really don't take that long to cook all the way through. I'm only setting it in the oven, just so I remember where it is. I've been known to lose food on the countertop before. All right, next thing we're going to do is add our garlic. And we don't want this to singe, but we want it to get a little bit browned. Just flavorful. And this is about, it's about a teaspoon and a half. Just about 30 seconds should do this. I'm going to put about a half a cup of chicken bone broth in there. You can see the garlic starting to fry and float in there, so just about a half cup. I can always add more chicken broth later if I need to, but I don't want it too runny. I'm going to take this boursin and cut it in half. Because I only need about half of this. And we're going to cook this until the boursin melts. And we can put this back in the fridge. So I still have half of a container of cheese. My mind is kind of blown on how good the boursin is. I'm seeing why people pay $5, $6, even up to $7. I think I saw it for $7 something the other day in one of the stores I went in shopping. And I just thought, oh, that's so much to pay for that. But I can see why you'd pay that much for it. It's so good. Just the few things, the few ingredients that are in it. And there's no preservatives or anything in the homemade version. That's what's so beautiful about making your own. That, and it's so cost effective. But I could make recipes all week with this because it really doesn't cost much more than the cost of cream cheese and a half a stick of butter. Now, if you wanted to use 4 chicken breasts for this, the original recipe I think actually called for 4 chicken breasts, but we're just not that big on sitting down and eating a big chunk of meat. I mean, probably my husband could if he were so conditioned to do that. But for us, I'd rather have the vegetables, and we have watermelon for dessert, so I'm all about getting a good variety. But if you're feeding more than just 2 people, then you could always use 4 chicken breasts, cook them whole. It's just I have more surface area on mine. That's all there is to it. But same amount of everything else. I think this sauce is going to be fabulous. I'm also going to add about a cup of frozen spinach. Now I normally buy spinach in the big tubs. I bring it home straight away and put it in a gallon freezer bag. Squish all the air out of it by laying on the bag on top of the counter. I mean, I don't get on the counter, but the bag is on the counter. I lean over and mash all the air out of the bag. Okay, that just conjured up like a comedy. But press all the air out of the bag, and when you get ready to use the spinach, you basically just break off a chunk of it, and it thaws really, really fast. So the spinach is in there. It has cooled that mixture down just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add my ½ cup of heavy cream. And then we have a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. If you wanted to add some color to this, you could always have some cherry tomatoes and put on top of this, which would be really, really nice. Or even slices of red pepper. It would add a little bit of sweetness, but not the tang that the tomatoes would. Okay, we're going to put our chicken back in there. We're going to let this simmer for just about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to put a lid on it. And just let it simmer for just a little bit, and then we'll add one little touch to it at the end. Okay, our Boursin chicken is done. I think it's cooked all the way through, and I'm going to add just a few parsley flakes to the top of this. It says you could use fresh thyme or some parsley, and I have some fresh parsley, but I think it's looking a little sad. So just a teeny tiny bit, but the spinach actually adds enough color to it where I don't necessarily need this. But this is our dish. It's thickened up just a tad, but not too much. This is a gluten-free product. I'm going to serve mine over mashed potatoes. I have mashed potatoes left over in the fridge, and I'm heating those up right now. But you could also use rice, or you could use pasta. So I think that'd be a good pasta dish. So anyway, hope you have enjoyed this. I'll link the recipe in the description as always, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Boursin cheese. It's so good. We might get sick of it, but not anytime soon. So anyway, that looks good, doesn't it? Okay, hope y'all enjoy.